Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel for another video. This is Cassie. I'm so glad to be back after basically a week off. We're going to go ahead and make some Halloween cards, and we're starting with these Spellbinders products. We're going to make these really cute glasses. This actually is called Sunset in a Glass, and I'm going to combine it with not only the glass and some of those other pieces, but also this really darling die cut set called Booze Cocktails. It actually is supposed to go with a martini glass. That one is available too. I don't have the martini glass, but it works perfectly fine in the Sunset in a Glass die as well. So that's what comes in here. There's also the hand. You see that skeletal hand? That's not on that sheet, but it is in the die set as well. We're also going to be using this Classy Glasses BetterPress and Stencil bundle. So it comes as a bundle. And then I'm also going to be bringing in these BetterPress plates that were released last year. The one is called Spiderweb Background, and then the other one is the Halloween Icons. We're going to be using the sentiments from that, but it also has a lot of great just individual pieces that you can use. We're also going to bring the Hypnotic background in. This is a foiling plate, and so we're going to do some foiling. We're also going to use the BetterPress. We are just going to have a lot of fun today making backgrounds and then piecing our things together. So sorry about that being a little bit fuzzy. We're going to start off by putting that plate onto our Glimmer Hot Foil System. We're going to go quickly through this. If you have never hot foiled before, I do have other videos down below, or if you head back to my channel, you can see those. I have those linked. But simple, we're going to start with our plate. We make a sandwich of our plate, our pretty foil, which is face down, and then we put our cardstock right on top. Run that through your Platinum 6, and that's what we're left with. Let's get on to the BetterPress. So once again, this is called the Classy Glasses, and it fits perfectly on an A2 size card. So as you can see, I'm just centering that in between that A2, and then I've got a piece of BetterPress paper. I'll have everything linked down below, but the BetterPress paper is perfect. It really does work better than just using regular paper because you really get the actual letterpress, which is, I mean, the benefit of using the BetterPress. You get not only the impression, but it's in there, and then whatever color you're using. So I'm using black. We'll run that through our Platinum 6, bring that out, and then I don't know if you can tell, it's always better in person, but there's that beautiful letterpress look to it. We'll clean off our plate. I do all of my plates like this. I'm just using some isopropyl alcohol and a cloth, and then everything cleans up pretty easily. It's not perfect, but it's better. And then I absolutely love this BetterPress background called Spiderweb. It's so cool. It takes up the full front of an A2 size card. And so, yeah, that's what we're going to do. Once again, we'll run that through and then take a look at that. It's beautiful. I just love the impression. The BetterPress is just cool. And then we're going to slow things down for just a second because I do want to show you the brand new Platinum Scout. This is the Lilac Shimmer one. This is the exclusive one. You can't get the other one right now. I think that one is sold out. But I have the Lilac Shimmer. I purchased this because I did need a small die cutting machine again. And I love having a small die cutting machine because I can just have it on the side of my desk. And this one's fabulous. I absolutely love it. You'll see I have a magic mat, but I cut it down so that it will fit inside. Yeah, and it's a little bit on the pricier end, but I do love the system itself. It's fabulous. It's small, so easy to take places if I needed to, and I'm very, very happy with it. So glad that I purchased that. And you can see that I die cut out those sentiments from that Halloween Icons, but I use a small one all the time. All right, I do want to bring in these waffle flower grip mats. I have one of them. Actually, I have a couple of them. And I've been using them a lot more frequently for my die cuts and also for my stencils. So I've got my piece that I use the BetterPress background on, that Classy Glasses, and I'm going to line up the stencil on top of it. We'll just kind of push that down. That's where that grip mat comes in really handy. It holds the paper in place, and it also will hold the stencil in place. And then I've got some tiny little blenders, and I'm using some various colors from my Simon Hurley Create collection of inks. I believe this one is Over the Moon. And so I'm just kind of counting around or no, that one was Slippery When Wet. This next one is Crown Me. So it's a really pretty purple. And then we're going to bring in I think it's Later Gator will be the green that I bring in. But I thought I would stick to this kind of color palette, that like orangey yellow, purple, and then that really bright green. It's super fun. And I don't know, I just think this background, obviously it could be used for, like I'm doing it for Halloween, but you could use it for any occasion. it wouldn't just have to be this holiday. They're just drinks and they're not anything specific. So I think that's really cool as well. All right, so I'm also going to use that grip mat to hold down the die cuts that I die cut out. You could easily color these with your Copic markers or your Olo markers or anything like that. I decided today that I wanted to ink blend all of them, so I die cut all of them out of white using my little Platinum Scout, and then I am going to put them on that grip mat, as you can see, and then I'll use some blending buddies and various colors of ink to color the pieces the color that I need them to be. And we're going through just a gambit of colors that I've already used, sticking to, like I said, kind of sticking to a color scheme that I had going on there. That's the inside of the glass for our drink. We're going to have a green drink. We're also going to have these green arms and green little bubbles. And then we've got these drips. Of course, I'm going to make those look like they are blood, which is just kind of fun when you're talking about Halloween. And then we'll have the tops of our drinks, which are going to be red also. And then our final drink, I decided to make more of a chocolate color. So it could be like a chocolate drink or dirt or whatever, because the arms are going to come out of that. And then I'm going to just put a little bit of water on those just to activate that ink, because I want it to look like it's bubbles inside there. And that was not a watercolor paper, so I don't want to go oversaturate that paper, so I do have to be a little bit careful with that. And then I'll clean up my mess, and then I can start actually doing some assembly. And I'm using my Barely Art glue to do so. And everything's pretty simple to get going. Before I really attach anything down, I do decide to take those glasses, and I don't want them to be white anymore. So we're eventually going to make those black. If I were thinking, I would have brought back out those grip mats, but I end up liking kind of the rustic look that I get with them. So we've got our little pick. Then we're going to make our little eyeball, and I'll use my pickup stick to pick up the pieces for that. You can make that eyeball whatever color you want. And then I do like how Spellbinders has those pieces that can go behind. Like the eyes of this, the eyes and nose would have been black, but to try to hang on to those tiny little pieces and piece it all together, it's a little bit of a pain. So they did have two little ovals that I colored black, and then you just glue those behind, so that takes care of that. Then we're going to glue on the band for our witch's hat, and also the little buckle that goes with that. Some fun little options here. I always love making Halloween cards. Am I the best at sending them out? No, I am not. But I do enjoy making them. All right, this is what I was talking about. I should have brought back the grip mat, and I'm trying to just push that into the ink pad. And I do like the rustic look we're getting, but I'm just going to bring in my blending buddy, and we're going to just blend that on, leaving some of that white showing, almost making it look like a patinaed black, if that makes sense. But the grip mat would have been so much more helpful, because then my fingers also wouldn't have been covered in black ink. It's okay. We live and learn. I am sometimes the laziest crafter, though. I'm sure you've realized that as you watched me. Who else is? Raise your hand. All right, we've got our glasses, so now we can actually start assembling those glasses. I'm just going to put some glue on 3 sides, the bottom and the 2 sides. And obviously you're not going to need it at the top because it's not going to go that high up. And then we'll do the other one for a little green concoction. And then you can start taking those pieces and you can piece them through the glass to make it look like it's inside the glass. So I'm going to kind of stick that through the opening at the top and then have it go behind the one piece. And we'll play around with placement of things. Just kind of seeing where I want everything to go. And really that's the best part of all these is placing things and seeing how you want stuff to go. But we'll put one little drip on the side here of the red. Then we'll glue our little bat stick in place with the skull. And then we'll start doing that to the other side. Gluing down our arms that are reaching out of the glass. Gluing down the eyeball and the other small skull. And then our little drip of blood. Or grenadine. It could be grenadine, I suppose. And then we can start assembling our cards. So this is the one I've chosen to put on that Hypnotic background. I really like how that turned out. I don't think I mentioned it, but the color that I used is called Fuchsia Flower. That's that pretty, like a lilac purple on the darker purple. I love how that looks. And then I can just start gluing everything down. And this is where that hand comes into play. So much fun. Just holding the glass. And like I said, there is a martini glass as well. I don't remember what that one is called, but I can have it linked down below. Or if you just head over to Spellbinders using one of my links down below, you'll find it. It'll probably make it a suggestion with any of these products. And there's also Christmas ones that you could do with it as well. So you could just buy the little Christmas like add-on, and you could add it with either of the glasses. And then I've got to pick out my sentiments too. So there's a lot of fun ones up there. There's also a sentiment set that goes really well with any of the cocktail dies that you might get. But I liked the idea of the generic, just sending spooky hugs or something like that. I may have to get the cocktail BetterPress sentiment set just because it's really cool. And then we'll put down the rest of our little pieces. Sending spooky hugs is probably one of my favorites from this particular set. And I love the die, how it cuts out like jagged edges on the side. That's really fun. And then You're My Favorite Ghoul. I know exactly who I'll send this one to. And then we've got our pieces just about ready to go. This one I'm going to trim down just the sides a little bit so that it ends up being 4 inches by 5.5 inches. So I'll have a slight border on one side once I put that down onto the card base. And then this one I do want to trim down just a little bit all the way around. So this one will end up being close to 4 inches by 5.25 inches. And then I'm going to attach it down to a dark purple background, just like the one that I have for the one glass that I used the Hypnotic background for the glimmer plate. So we can attach that down to that one and there'll be a nice purple border around. And then for all of those, I am going to use a white card base that measures 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches that's scored at 4.25. So they're side folding A2 size cards. So let me show you, we'll slow down and I can show you all 3 of those cards that I just made. And then I do want to show you the other 2 cards that I made that are not Halloween, but they use that sunset in a glass. And then the other one uses the tropical Flair. So I'll show you that die set. I think that one would be great for, obviously, for the cocktails or just to have, because it's got some really cute little dies in there, like that little flamingo. It has me smiling. And then your little orange slice, which could be a lime or a lemon as well. But there are your cards. I hope you liked this video. I hope it was entertaining and it inspired you to want to get a little bit inky. If so, please hit that like button. If you haven't already subscribed, please consider doing so. And as always, I'll see you very soon in another video. Bye, everybody.